Yeah. So as we get started, I just want to take something that we do in the movement, which is chanting, and kind of just check the pulse of the room. So I'm going to start off with a small chant, because we are the people, and we do need your power to continue to move in the struggle for liberation. So when I say people, I would like for all of y'all to say power.
Yes.
Y'all think y'all got that?
Yes.
Y'all sure?
Yes.
All right, bet. When I say people, y'all say power. People,
Power.
people,
Power.
people,
Power.
Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. So as Ruben said, my name is Idalin Bobe, and where I started from was in North Philly. North Philly being one of the poorest zip codes in North Philadelphia, where I, at an early age, got to know personally homelessness, got to know personally what it was to become a rape victim, got to know personally what it felt to not have food on the table, to go from a place where I questioned, why did my mother work so many hours, but still was poor. So I was a very curious child. And with that curiosity, that brought me into Silicon Valley. And how it brought me into Silicon Valley is the first time I put my hands on a laptop, just like this. So much information, knowledge was in that laptop. Things I didn't know was in that laptop. I went to school in a school to prison pipeline, which meant I got arrested 6 times in high school. Why? Just because I had questions. Just because I didn't know why we didn't have teachers. Why didn't we have books? Why there's more police than, school materials. And because of questioning that and being different, that led me into the school to prison pipeline. And luckily, I broke through that, through my laptop, which gave me so much information that I never had access to. And it led me on to a journey where I went to college. And going to college, I didn't really comprehend too much of what the major and things I was studying. But because of tech, I was able to comprehend things. Something that I didn't know before going to school was a number line. 0, negative numbers, positive numbers. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know what that is. But because of my laptop, I was able to go back and just kind of self-study through a whole bunch of things. And I ended up graduating with 3.86 in applied statistics. That I wasn't dumb, I just wasn't given a chance, which often happens to our youth. So coming, I was like, yo, what's this thing called a laptop? I need to figure out how to get more of those to the hood to empower more people. And once I went to what we called Yahoo, and it wasn't Google back then. I was just like, what is this thing called laptop, and where does these things come from? And it was like Silicon Valley. And I was like, Silicon Valley, which I thought when I first read it was Silicon Valley. And I was like, Silicon is like the boobs. So I didn't know. So I was like, I'm gonna go to Silicon Valley. I'm gonna go to Silicon Valley, I'm gonna figure it out. And once I got here, not only did I know that whatever happens here in Silicon Valley, it impacts the world. It impacts everything. And although I broke into tech, although I was nominated and received an award for Route 100 and 40 under 40, that did not stop marginalized communities from keeping and being oppressed. It didn't stop from poor youth, black and brown, from being criminalized just for their zip codes, just because their color of their skin. So although people can say, oh, that's the American dream, she worked hard. That's not the American dream. And as we're talking about the Poor People's Campaign, Dr. Martin Luther King said, question the society that makes beggars. We need to question these things. It's not, people are like, oh, I don't fuck with Dr. Martin Luther King because he was about nonviolence. And I fucks with Malcolm X because, he was like, bitch, I wish a nigga would say something to me. But if you are honestly being educated on who Dr. King was, they were killed and assassinated for the same old things, which was questioning a system that caused economic oppression to people. And that's what we need to talk about, because Silicon Valley, for us to understand it, when we talk about the issues in Silicon Valley, we tend to talk about diversity issues. How many times, I know everybody gotta raise your hand, y'all all went to a conversation about diversity in Silicon Valley, and that's the only issues that's raised, which is a huge issue. But it's not the only issue. When it comes that 62% of the richest people have a combined income that equates to 3.2 billion people, and those 62 people, most of them live in Silicon Valley, that's a problem. In 2006, the top 5 companies in the world were oil companies. They were financial companies. Today in 2016, today in 2017, those companies are tech companies, all 5 of them. And it's easy for us to think of financial, banks and oil companies as evil. They prey on poor people. But is tech not doing the same? They say we want to give you free products. We want to give you free internet. But if it's free, who is the product? Are you not the product at the end of the day? I think Prince said it best when he said, when you're swiping an application, it's like picking cotton. Data is the new oil. So when we're here celebrating ourselves for our many achievements, we have to then consider, what role do we play in the role of oppression? When you have $52.6 billion that the US government funded for non-military purposes, what did that money go to? It went to startups, VCs. What did those VCs fund? Companies, tech companies. What those tech companies create? Created tools that serves as surveillance. Those phones, right now, NSA, CIA, they don't know what we're talking about. But because your geolocation, they know, okay, there's a whole bunch of black people in the room. They're talking about something about excellence. They got a whole bunch of activists here. They talking about some rallying up in Silicon Valley. There's a lot of things that we create. We are magical. We are geniuses. We do a lot. But we need to come to terms of what we're creating. In 1972, since we're celebrating Black History Month, we're going to talk about some history, if that's cool with y'all. Is that cool with y'all? Alright. In 1972, Huey P. Newton,
Out to the people.
who is the founder of the Black Panther Party, created and raised the technology question and said if people did not have control of modern technology, they would be further abused and oppressed by modern technology. When we're talking about President Trump and how he is gaining momentum for picking out what is wrong in the United States with jobs leaving. So he's like, okay, jobs leaving because all the Mexicans, Latinos, Afro-Latina, Black and Puerto Rican, by the way, all these Latino people taking these jobs, only 10% of the jobs that left the economy in the United States left because of globalization. 90% of those jobs left because of automation. So what are we creating in the world? We're technologists. We are people in Silicon Valley who have said anything we do here, not only does Ferguson, which I spent a lot of time in Ferguson. I was tear gassed in Ferguson. I was punched in the face by police in Ferguson. Not only people in here, people around the world feels the shakes. Whatever we do, they feel it. We need to hold ourselves accountable, and we need to ask ourselves, not only the police, who do they protect and who do they serve? Who do we, as technologists, protect and who do we serve?
Right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not here to bring us down, not at all. I believe Black girl magic is real.
That's right.
When I look at my nieces, it's real. When I look at my mother, it's real. Black boy joy is real. When I look at Ben, who is my partner, it's real. Y'all are real. What we can do is real. We have a job, and I understand we live in a world where, rent in Silicon Valley, y'all. Come on, y'all. We need these tech jobs. Just live here.
Right.
But this is not what we are put on this earth to do. We are so much more than that. And tonight I want to celebrate what we are here on earth to do. All this intelligence, all this Black beauty, all this amazingness. So thank you for just allowing me to speak. I hope I didn't worry y'all too much.